I know. You're right.
welcome all of you guys to the magnificent Abraka Talk Show here this morning. Let me say to all of you guys, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you find yourself. It will be necessary for me to be able to see all of your comments so that I can be able to recognize all of you as well. When our President William V.S. Stockman was leaving, what we're going to tell him this morning, including Sammy Esdo, what we're going to tell these guys. And not forgetting the father of education, Joseph Junior Roberts. me say good morning to every one of you guys who are just tuning in. It will be necessary for all of you guys who are just tuning in for you guys to be able to post your comments so that I can be able to recognize all of you guys this morning. Let me recognize my friend and sister Penon Davis. Good morning.
It's Mina Cattle Record.
Come me got a whip with it. Like a one where by one sucker, won't be. If I want yake, won't be.
And let me say the music that we are playing here this morning, I don't have any copyright to this music that we are playing.
Yeah. Come here, come here, come
I keep your comment coming through so that we can be able to flag your comments. My friend and brother Peter Lawolo Johnson, he is watching us from Maryland this morning. To be precise, Maryland County.
Corruption. As a minister of finance, you coming after me, you gotta be prepared. I said that for finance. Because ministers of finance are not spending ministers. They are appropriating ministers. That's why that's the difficulty. I gave the national elections 4 million more than they needed because of the national emergency. You can't put in jail because I gave them 4 million, or you go ask them the 4 million and quite deal that will not budget. They use it for election or they you eat it. And they told you say they use it for election, then you can that's where I said 12 give them 4 million right in the budget. They are the accounting everything. That's it. So just why people look at it and say people are fishing. People are fishing. They're fishing. I don't want to, I will not talk about the case that before the justice as I told you. But there's a fishing expectation on the national security front. It's all fishing. I will tell you, if the government has a legitimate case of corruption on any of our officials who invest public money, that official should go and put the money back. President Weah will support that, and when he comes back to power, we'll take the fight against corruption to the next level. But it's not going to be on the basis of which one. It's not going to be on the basis of scoring political points that you arrest certain number of individuals so you have succeeded Whereas corruption is even more passive in the current administration. So you can do that. As a former finance minister, I know. Before I finance minister, I know everything about the state. I'm a member of the National Security Council. Department state secrets. I tell you from the record right now. I can tell you if I open my mouth here, I will not disclose the secret Last question. Last question.
Bokai tacit support.
I will support Vice President Borkai in all his endeavor according to how he sets his program to become president. I'll give him the fullest support, but he will get it the same way I got it.
Among those standing for office are former Central Bank Governor Mills Jones and popular footballer Josh Weah, who is running with former President Charles Taylor's estranged wife Jewel. Their ticket will face stiff competition from Senator Prince Johnson, a Charles Taylor ally, who was present at the murder of former President Samuel Doe in 1990. Even a former executive of Coca-Cola, Alexander Cummings, is throwing his hat in the ring.
I have a very good chance to win this election. You know, it's pretty much an open field. The incumbent president is not running, which I think makes a difference.
Liberia's 2 million registered voters will go to the polls on 10th October to choose their new president. Salih's replacement will have to prove they can keep the peace after a 14-year civil war, which ended in 2000.
You see that somebody made a joke and said when the dog get a boom in the mouth, y'all want a joke? One man said, I want to call it.
Let me say a very big thank you to all of you guys for tuning in. I mean, I just want to come here this morning for me to be able to flag few issues. Is the government of the Republic of Liberia, is the government won that case against Samuel Doe and the legs of others? Was the case looked at appropriately? What are some of the findings about that case that make it for the government to be a victor in that case? The SG, the Solicitor General, what making for him to be victor in that case, the case that just ended? You know, when people who don't understand the law, when they are talking, and then it will sound like they are talking a reasonable talk. They are talking reasonably. It will appear that they are talking reasonable things. But only to go to check, these guys are saying nothing. Yes, the government of the Republic of Liberia, the government won the case. Is the government, is the juror? What is the juror case? A high-profile criminal case. It is left with the defendants, the person who they accuse. Whether he want the case to be a juror case or not. So yes, indeed, Samuel Toy and the likes of the other four people, they suggested that they want for the case to be a juror case. How does Liberia carry on that juror duties? Who and how can they be able to find a juror for them to be able to serve on a specific case? The jurors are taken from each community. In this case, the juror was taken from so many communities in order for them to be vetted before the final juror, before the judge can be able to signal the final juror in this criminal case. Is the juror agree with the SG, with the Solicitor General, that yes, indeed, there was 6.2 million that was stolen? Yes, indeed. Is the SG and the juror agree that Liberian people money was stolen, or Liberian people money was stolen because of greed? Yes. You see, the case, I don't know why it is that people just pointing head at Samuel Toy. No. Samuel Toy, they did a joint investigations. The SG did not say, the Solicitor General did not say that Samuel Toy was the one who stole the money. They were going to be against Samuel Toy and the government of the Republic. But there were four others, who the government thought it wise for them to be able to bundle all of them together. So the government carried all of these guys. It was interesting for you to know that the juror was able to convict 3 out of the 5. Jonathan Twain, Jefferson Camo, and the other guy. The government proved a case. The government proved a case because the case was not only about Samuel Toy. I don't know why it is that people look at that case, the corruption case, for it to be against Samuel Toy one. No. Indeed, the government win their case. Why? Because 3 out of 5 were found guilty. Criminal facilitations and criminal conspiracy. Theft of property. So you will understand that Samuel Toy and the rest of other guys were not found guilty. Stanley Fall, that is his name. Stanley Fall So I don't know what is it that people are passing around. Oh, the SD should be fired. The SD should be fired. The SD of the Republic should be able to change because the SD never won a case. No. If the juror were going to say yes, indeed, all 5 of these guys are free, none of them are found guilty, then you have a point for you to be able to signal that the SG, that the Solicitor General did not preach or did not prove evidence against all reasonable doubt. But here come my case now. Here come my case. If the guy who was in control, which is Samuel Toy, if Samuel Toy was not found guilty, then a man who said that yes, indeed, the money was taken, the money was used for security purposes. I wonder the juror was sleeping at the time that Samuel Toy was making such a statement. But again, that is the beauty of democracy. Jefferson Camo and the last of Stanley Ford and Yantin Twain, they must bear the four words of the law. It is not left with the government for the government to be able to say no. Someone indicted the poor now are found guilty, so they'll be able to punish them. No, you have to go through court process. The Ghana, their right need to be respected as well. The government went to court with all the evidence. And then the juror said, look, Samuel Toy is not guilty, along with the controller general, they are not guilty. But the three people, the three guys are guilty. You see, that's the reason why when you are in a conspiracy, and that's the reason why Jefferson Camo was charged with criminal conspiracy. When we're saying these things, that the government is working, people think that, no, the government is not working because Samuel Toy did not go in jail. Samuel Toy was not found guilty. Yes. But that case was not just against Samuel Toy and the Republic. The case, you should not make the case to look like it was against Samuel Toy. That Samuel Toy was a mean man, so because of that, so we must jail Samuel Toy. No, that was not the reason. That was not the purpose of this case. And furthermore, Samuel Toy having a lot of corruption cases against him. I see people going on Facebook making reckless statements about the SG, about the Solicitor General should be fired, the Justice Minister should be fired. Are you freaking killing me? Are you freaking killing me? The judge, this judge, the verdict does not lie in the judge's hand. The verdict lies in the citizen's hand. Who are the citizens? The citizen that was selected for them to serve as the juror. In a juror case, sometimes the juror can decide, oh well, we'll find. But how come that the juror were not, all of them were sued together, right? But how can a juror pass a verdict on certain individual and leave certain individual on the hook? How come that the juror will be able to find 3 of the guys that were accused, 3 of the 5 that were accused guilty, but 2 of the guys not guilty. How? But one of the good things that I know, the Ghana will take an appeal to the Supreme Court. And that's a play that the government will make a break. The Supreme Court has the power for the Supreme Court to be able to say, look, we disagree with the jury verdict because how come this guy who stated that the phone was used, the phone was requested for, the phone was used for security purposes, how come that this guy is not found guilty, but the other 3 guys are found guilty? How come? So because of that, we amend the verdict. The Supreme Court have the power to do that. Or the Supreme Court have the power for them to be able to say, okay, all of the 5 guys are not guilty. But you cannot be, that's the reason I'm saying, that people will be able to come here, people will be come on a blue arm with their faking mouth, stating that the government of the Republic of Liberia is not working. That is a sad thing for anyone to be able to say. If the government of the Republic have gone against, and I'm saying against Samuel Toy, for the government to be able to say, look, Samuel Toy will be able to sue Samuel Toy. Then it have left now with Samuel Toy in the state. But no, that was not the case. The case were 5 individuals. Out of the 5 individuals, they were ex-government officials. So sometimes, when verdicts are passed, don't be fast in talking. Don't be fast in talking, because at the end result, it will bite you. The government, the Solicitor General, win here. The Solicitor General, he win bigly. If and only if out of the 5, welcome my friend and brother Josh. If out of the 5, anyway, welcome Josh.
Thank you, my brother.
If out of the 5, none of the Ghana were found guilty, then then of course, you have the right for you to be able to say, look, the government did not win no case here. But let me hear you. I'm discussing the Samuel Toy case. Let me hear you.
Oh yeah, my brother, thank you so much.
I'm not hearing you.
Yeah,
No.
I know what's going on here.
Yeah, you better.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. But maybe what we are hearing is that the prosecution of the government. We are hearing that they said the NSA, the current NSA, they now want to give them some of the documents that they wanted to win this case because the current NSA is saying they are classified documentation. and so they couldn't give it to them. So you see the thing. That's why we say this whole thing was all about witch hunt, because there is no good lawyer who will not get the evidence you want to win a case and go to court and wait for the evidence later, or or carry somebody to court then start looking for evidence. You see, that's the thing, my brother. But you know, Liberian people, we are such a people where when we are against you, we are against you. I don't care how you do. You give us water, say we drink it, we are against you. Just like the protesters during the 2020, 21, 22 protest, where the government was giving them food, water to drink, but they were say against the government. They want to tell the government for power. That's just what happened. How can you go to court as a lawyer? Then you say we didn't win the case because the people we went there from the National Security Agency, they refused to give us the paper because it says classified. You should have known that they are classified information, that you cannot have access to them. So you could not go to court, but just to disgrace themselves. And that's why I say, my brother, those people who were found guilty, that verdict will be overturned because there's no evidence. There's no evidence that those people carry that money anywhere. If the government are going to bring bank account where the money went at when they stole the money, or tell us where they bought with the money, because you need evidence. You need evidence. You need proof beyond all reasonable doubt. This is a criminal case. So if you don't have that evidence and you go to court and then they find somebody guilty, the person will go back to court and say, look, these people say they charging for theft of property. Where's the evidence that they brought to this court to tell the jury that I was charged with the theft of property? Because you don't see my bank account, you see any money, you see any horse that are billed to say that the horse is billed with the money. The thing happened during 2023, so it was during election time. So if they not bill anything, did you see any money that I sent overseas that was this amount? What is the trace of the facts, AB? You don't see anything. So the people you see behind yourself, you will see them walking around Monrovia very soon. It's ridiculous, but it's just what it is. Because this government, they just jump out the goal because they wanted to make a point, a political point, instead of actually going after corruption. They were looking for make political points. That's why they started chasing these people. And now here we are now.
I disagree with you. I disagree with you on a fact that I disagree with you on the fact that you stating that the government did not have an evidence. That's the reason why then there was no need for them to be able to go to court. Look, let me tell you something. If the government did not have evidence, but somehow admitted to the fact that the money was requested for, there is a trademark for central bank that this money was requested for. There is someone who came to testify that this money was not used for security purposes. There was someone who came to testify that this money was taken. Okay. Here is the thing. Are you telling me that Samuel himself admitted that the money was requested for and the money was used for security purposes?
Yeah.
Okay,
so you see, Eddie,
no. I come.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, go ahead. I'll wait.
So indeed, there is a trade of a money being used here. How the money was used, we don't know. Because when you're saying for security purposes, the AFL are part of the AFL, the defense minister are part of the security apparatus of our country, the joint security. The NSA, they are part of the joint security. Down to the police are part of the joint security. The justice minister at the time, the acting justice minister, and they're the one they just indicted. So I'm saying that how come that the juror, and this is a juror selections. This was a juror man. Look, a juror can be able to say something that does not mean that is a fact. But that means that is their opinion at the time of that verdict. That is what they perceived. That is what they strongly believed that it was what that happens. So how can the juror did not see Samuel 12:13 that yes indeed, is the money was taken, the money was used for security purposes, but not to indict him, but indicted 3 other of their colleagues, convicted 3 of their colleagues, and left 2 out. How come?
Yeah, so my brother, let me explain the whole case to you because a lot of people don't know how the case went, right? So that's why the confusion is too much. And because our people don't want to explain it to you, because if they explain it to you, you will understand and say, but why I went to court? So here's the thing. Semitwet is not disputing, or he did not say he did not sign for any money. So the National Security Advisor to the President, which is Jefferson Camo,
Exactly.
send a letter to Semitwet. Say the President say disbursement of money to the NSA for security reasons, right? NSA. So NSA is different from joint security. So
I
there's a
understand that.
difference. Yeah.
I understand
Okay.
that.
So they say disburse the money to the national security apparatus NSA, right? So Samuel wrote the bank, which is central bank, say give so and so money to the NSA. Then he copied the foreman at how they call it at the the IT how they call it justice minister, right? Because he's part of the NSA, right?
Yeah, didn't
So
twine.
yes, Yanti Twine. So Yanti Twine saw the email. Yeah, this money is for us. Yanti Twine called the foreman. So look, this money is available for us. So it is a central bank. You guys can go and get it, right? So that guy to wrote a letter to the central bank, the foreman now. Then he said the money that y'all get for us, y'all put it in the FA the FI account, which is the financial intelligence account, right? When they put the money there, we got that order, right? So look at it now. You think you go to Cemetery again? Okay, let's look at it on the face value. So the guy he sent the controller general, which is the Moses Cooper. Moses Cooper went to the bank and got 500,000. He took it from the bank. Cash, they gave it to him. He took it. When he took it, he said he gave it to a boss, which is the foreman. When he gave it to Four said they expended the money on national security. Okay, here's the fun part now. The jury is saying, they are saying the jury, then the jury asks and say, but then why you spending money on this? They should spend on national security. They say, but what about national security? We can't tell you because it's classified. So they say, okay, so you can't tell it's classified, that means you're still the money. So you guilty. You the foreman, you guilty. You the man who wrote a letter from the president's office. Because we know what the money was spent for, that means you added with people to steal the money. So you're guilty of facilitating. Is here conspiracy? Is here? You see the logic behind it?
No, but
So they say
not just criminal facilitation, not just only criminal facilitation. He was charged with 2 Jefferson. It talking about Jefferson
yeah,
Camo.
criminal facilitation, criminal, how they call it,
I get it, yeah. I
yeah,
get it.
criminal facilitation was one, and criminal, yeah, there's 2, there are 2 they charge with him.
Yeah,
Conspiracy, yeah.
yeah, criminal facilitation
conspiracy,
and criminal
conspiracy.
conspiracy.
Good. So you see, to explain that 2 terms, it means you connived with the people, you join with them, you
Yeah,
owe the money.
yeah,
Because we
yeah,
don't know, so listen,
yeah.
because we not see where you're there with the money and you say that national security, and we are not privileged as a juror, we're not privileged to see the thing you spend on the money because you say classified. So we convince you. Because unless we know where you're spending the money, then we don't say you don't eat the money, right? So people are saying, no, we still can't tell you, even when you convince us. So that's how they convince those 3 people you see behind you there. So when those 3 people now go for a appeal now, it will be a judge on the thing, right? It will
Yeah.
be a judge. So here's what we use the money for, because now that judge has to be clear to be able to, it will get clearance. You have to get clearance for the government to be able to see and hear all the evidence now. It will be a closed door thing.
No. Their case is classified closed. This case is classified. I come in.
Yeah.
I'm saying that the case is classified closed because the jury have passed a verdict.
Yeah.
So now it is left now with the judge. The judge have to come for him to be able to serve then their sentence tenure.
Yeah.
When that is done before, Nyatin Toya can be or Jefferson Kamo can be able to take a direct flight to the Supreme Court. Only the Supreme Court can be able to judge, only the Supreme Court can be able to hear this matter, but the Supreme Court will not be able to hear the matter in totality. The Supreme Court...
I understand. I understand. So you see, the Supreme Court, one of the people don't know is Supreme Court, they don't go and ask for witnesses, no. They look at the judgment. They look at the judgment and look at the evidence that was there. Easier?
Yeah,
how you made a decision.
But equally so, they will be able to call both the government lawyer, the SG, the Solicitor General,
yeah,
and Samuel Tuade Uno lawyer.
Yeah, Arthur
Johnson. So they all will be present.
Yeah.
And the Supreme Court bar, the Supreme Court of the Republic will be able to ask questions. How come that this person was sued together? Either they overturn the jury verdicts or they modify the jury verdicts.
Okay, so here's the thing.
That is the two things that will happen.
So the Liberian law says once the jury find you not guilty, nobody can try you again. You can't go to the Supreme Court to be tried again. You're not part of that whole thing again. You are out, right? So let's just mark that one X. Some two are not going back to court on the whole case here is finished, right? However, the three people that were found guilty, they can go to court, and when they go to court, they will not call Semetua again because our law forbids double jeopardy, right?
Yeah. But here's the thing now: the Supreme Court can be able to modify the jury. Only the Supreme Court can be able to modify the jury verdict. Only the Supreme Court can be able to modify the jury verdict or to overturn the jury verdict. Only the Supreme Court.
So listen here. So the Supreme Court can overturn that verdict, right? But
and they can also modify the verdict from the juror.
Okay, so listen now. Okay. What goes in front of them, that's what they look at.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So what going in front of that senator going in front of them for them to modify his case, right? These three people are going there for them to modify their case or to overturn the verdict, right? So when they get there, their only focus will be on them because guess what? Once you are found not guilty, you are completely out of the case. Like you are not there before. So when you are going to the Supreme Court, Senator is not part of that whole group anymore. They are going there alone and talking about themselves, what happened, and they found them guilty, right? So what's going to happen now is that they're going to go in front of the judge and say, look, we're found guilty for XYZ. But Your Honor, these people did not bring any evidence that we stole the money. These people did not tell us where that money was used when we stole it. Because for you to find somebody guilty in criminal trial, you got to perform beyond every reasonable doubt, right? You have to give evidence beyond reasonable doubt. So where's the reasonable doubt? The reasonable doubt is that where did we carry that money when you say we didn't spend it? They know. They say, but we don't know, but we know say you're spending. No, you can't use your feelings to say I spend it. There must be evidence. So guess what now? What's going to happen now is that they're going to say, okay, we spend it on national security, and national security cannot be disclosed to any common person unless you are clear. You get a clearance to receive this type of information. So what they're going to do? They're just going to call the judge and say, look, okay, we went to look at tour. We carry this people to look at tour for surveillance, and people were crossing the border to come to vote. Or we're hearing that this and that, so we send people there to get money, people to infiltrate the people, just to see what's going on. We pay all these people that how we spend the money. That whole case closed. Don't put you see that they'll be working going home. That's what I'm trying to tell you. These people,
that how you are looking at it. That how you are looking at it. But
me when that happens.
That how you are looking at it. But I can tell you for a fact that Sametua is not totally free from this case.
Oh well, that's your feelings. But
our Supreme Court can be able to overturn the jury verdict.
No.
The Supreme Court cannot overturn the jury verdict.
Only the guilty verdict you can overturn. And guess what? That case not finished yet because you know what's going to happen.
I am saying not only the guilty verdict, not
They
only the
can,
guilty verdict.
they can overturn a non-guilty verdict in this
So
case.
okay,
Yeah, they can. They not even look at it. Yeah.
okay,
So that's what the law said. That's what the law said. The law does not allow that to happen. So the
okay,
Supreme Court knows. So they'll not do it.
okay, okay.
People are giving my brother Eddie. People are giving example what they say.
You saw in a case of you saw the case of
Bernie Samakai.
no the former NEC boss Dora Mususka.
Yeah.
Did you follow that case?
That was a guilty verdict. You see it? So she was guilty, right?
No,
So
no,
she
no,
can
no.
appeal.
I come in. I come
Yeah.
in. Did you follow that case?
Yes, I did follow that case. I
So
feel guilty though.
that case was a guilty verdict. Am I
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
So the Supreme Court looked at that verdict
Mm-hmm.
and they overturned that decisions. Am I
So it
correct?
was a guilty verdict. Just like what I said. You following me now. Thank you, learning. Let's go.
I begin. So automatically,
Yeah.
the three guys,
Mm-hmm.
the criminal guys.
Mm-hmm.
What I can say to you is that the government win.
No, the government has not won anything. Because guess what now? You know, okay, guess what now? So let me make it simple to you. Before the government can talk about winning, these guys must exhaust all of their legal remedy available to them. When they go to Supreme Court and Supreme Court say you're still guilty, then the government wins.
As
But
a
unless they
stand
can
right now,
find
as a stand right now, as a stand right now, as a stand
they
right
haven't
now,
won anything. The government hasn't won anything.
the government has won because they carried 5 people to court. Out of the 5, 2 were
Man,
free.
lay people can listen to lay people can tell it
No,
that. Don't tell it
no,
that.
no. Not put in the layman understanding. Not put in the layman
How can
understanding.
somebody be to the hospital? The person on
Hey,
treatment, then
yeah,
you say the person died.
hey, yeah.
So it's not that, yeah.
The,
The person
the,
is alive.
the fact of the matter is that let us know that yes, indeed, that 3 people are found guilty
Mm-hmm.
according to the juror. 3 of them are found guilty, and the judge will now come back and be able to serve their sentence time
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, my brother.
and be able to serve their sentence time. So in that, what I can be able to say to you is that this government is on the right path of history, and I strongly believe that history will be able to judge the government on the right path.
All right. Look, you know what? Thank you, my brother. The thing is that the reason why we are here is to agree and disagree. I disagree with you. I feel that this government they were rushing because of the lies that they told the people. They said people corrupt, people corrupt. I'm not here to say to back anybody. But before you take anybody to court, you have to have an airtight, they call it airtight evidence. Your evidence got to be to the point. The previous administration did not prosecute Samuel Toy and those guys because they knew that it was national security related. You cannot sue anybody for national security expenditure because mostly you will not see how the money is spent. Because the way money is spent, when you know it, that means you know all the secrets. Because everything follow the money, right? If after you say, okay, I sent a mail because one guy killed somebody in Lofa, and the person ran, and they say the person living all the way in Guinea. But we want to send somebody there. The person will go and live there for almost 3 months. We gotta pay the hotel bill, pay the how do you call it, the salary, and pay everything they're gonna do down there, right? When you finish telling somebody, that means Guinea will say, oh, so the people send somebody in our country to spy, and then tell us that conflict is bringing between the two countries. Let's say something happened again. They say, okay, they are boring. Let's say people training in Ivory Coast, and we hearing that people that training in Ivory Coast, they might kind of like bread of fire. So we want to send people there to go and find out. Sometimes they can send for a mission. The people can spend 3, 4, 5 years on a mission, my man. They gotta rent places for the people to live. They gotta give them all type of money, and that for them they can't take money because when you use a card they can trace you. So you gotta carry cash so that cash people can use. And then national security people you see that money you can't see that with money, oh. You can't see that with ATM card. No, that cash. Everything has to be cash because they don't want to be traced anywhere, right? So that's why if somebody goes to the bank and collected all that money, 500,000 US dollars, you will know that these people they use cash. That's what they use. So you see the people behind you, the government has not won any case. The government should have known that national security evidence cannot come to court. They should have known all these things, and they still went ahead because they wanted to prove a point. They wanted to say that the people are corrupt and they want to destroy them. So now they see now that they have failed miserably. And this is a sad time for Liberia because it all resembles a witch hunt. And I think they should learn from it. Now we are hearing that even the gracious right case is going to be delayed. They're not going to go ahead because they don't have evidence to prove that the money that was used in it was government money. So you see, my brother, Liberia, we need to be professional when we work. You cannot use feelings. You cannot say, "Oh, I feel like this person is bad," and take them to court. No, you can't use your feelings. You have to use evidence, and only evidence can survive in the court of law. And these people did not do that, and now here we are. Cemetery is going to I don't know bull crap them 2 hours now because they can't touch him. He's not guilty about a jury, and that's the wretched that even did. He decided to go with a jury because if it was George Pune, it would be quite easily manipulated, but he wasn't. So which is a good thing, and we find out that now the government is licking her wounds as we speak. Don't put that behind you; they're going home soon because they're going to appeal their sentences and they're going to be overturned because there's no evidence to prove that these people ever spend that money on themselves. For you to find somebody guilty of spending money or stealing money, you got to catch the place they carry the money at. You got to find out that, oh, when they took the money, they took it to this house. And here are the video. Here's the evidence. Here's what they bought when they gave them the money. They received the money on the 24th, let's say, for example, on the 24th of August. And then on the 20 now of August, this man, he went to Abidjan and he bought a house there. Or he went to Ghana and he bought this there. There's the house he bought. There's the deed. And he paid in cash. You see it? Go evidence. All the things have to be gotten before you can convict somebody. You can just say, oh, because they get another money and the man say, you know what, tell why he threw the money, he's guilty. No, you can't do that. So, my brother, this case is not completely closed because there was so much jury as well. There was a hung jury on some of the counts. So they will go back to court and then they will see how they can resolve them. And once the judge sentences them, then they will go to the Supreme Court and they will be that those guilty verdict will be overturned.
Okay, all
It is
right.
just what it is.
What you make of the president visit to Nairobi, Kenya, and that is the last discussion that we have here.
Yeah.
What you make of the president visit to Kenya?
Well, I think there are so many presidents that are there in Kenya. The president is there because I think they are talking about Africa and leadership and stuff like that. It's one of those visits again that is not going to bring anything to Liberia. President Baga went to America to get a war for himself, but he used the Liberian money to go there. Nobody talk about it, and now he's going to Kenya. Kenya, it is a good thing for Liberia to be part of the Committee of Nations where we can go together with other people and discuss things with them. But this is exactly what President Weah used to do, and then they used to be talking all over the place here. They make him sit down in the country. They make going again, you're going again. All that thing was doing. Yes, President Waka now, just in the space of less than 3 years, he has traveled more than 20 times out of the country. So look, I don't see any beneficiary thing from this Kenya Nairobi trip. Um, one of the things that is on my mind is the Guineans on our soil and what the president is doing about it. If I hear that he went to Nairobi to talk about a Guinean leaving our country, I'll be happy. But unless I can hear that, I think it's just another fruitless trip that is just going to consume our money and have nothing to benefit our people, our suffering people.
Thank you.
Yeah, but
Uh, for me, I strongly believe that the president is doing the right thing in going to the country, wherein to go to discourse about Africa and Liberia at large. I firmly believe that the president is on the right path, and it is not all visit that can bring something. It is not all visit that you go on. You go there to be able to. You expect for you to get something. Some of these visits,
Well, then now you know.
it is intended for African leaders to attend. Some of these visits, it is intended for African leaders for them to be able to sit down to discuss bilateral agreement. So our president going to Nairobi, Kenya, I don't see that to be any bad thing. But like you said, this government, I don't care what I would do would bring you guys skyscrapers. The citizen would not want to agree with us that indeed that the government builds skyscrapers. But as it is, I must be thankful to the president for what the president is doing. It takes only God. It takes only God for you guys to be able to understand that this president is flagging our flag at the higher height, raising our flag at the higher height. But again, that is the beauties of democracy. Who does not expect for everyone to be able to agree with us. Who does not allow, who will not be able to sit here for us to be able to allow for everyone to be able to say, oh, it's rosary. But one good thing that we can be able to tell the Liberian people, we are on the right path of history, and history will be able to judge us. Judge your parting statement. Bro, judge your parting statement.
Oh, look, thank you, AB. Look, it's wonderful to be here, and I appreciate that you've made a platform available to us to come and air our views. Um, we appreciate our audience as well. You agree or disagree with us, but we learn, We're here to learn. We're here to learn from you as well. We read your comments, even if we don't talk about it. So we hope that you can share this show, and make sure that people it reaches people that can have an impact in their life as well. But AB, like I said, this government, their own lawyers, they are crying, saying the information they wanted from the National Security Agency of this Wakaikun government, they did not give it to them because they said it was classified information. So they should have known even before going to court that the information that they wanted to expose to everyone was classified, and no classified information is supposed to come in the public domain. So it was a good bloody nose that it got. Hopefully they learn from this and make sure that next time before they bring case against anybody, they make sure that they get all the information they need, all the evidence they need that can form a decision for conviction. So President Boakai enjoying our money in Kenya, Nairobi. Let him enjoy himself. He get 3 more years to go. Let him continue to enjoy. But the time will come when every long road in the bush it get in. So we look forward to that. 2029 is coming small. I think we'll get less than 1,000 days to election day. So we're looking forward to that. We'll be in Liberia. We'll be in the trenches. Thank you. God bless.
It's James Focus.
Sami
Let me tell all of our viewers, thank you ever so much for your comments. Your comment was a beautiful one. Thank you ever so much. All we do, we'll be here next time. Bye-bye for now.